last year, the housing market was just getting to me so much. I just felt like a broken record, that I was just bringing you all this depressing news week after week after week. And I was like, you know what? I got to take a break from this. And sometimes we need to do that, right? Creators need to take a step back. But another new year, another new housing forecast update for 2024. Yes, that is what I am bringing to you today. Will 2024 be the comeback year in real estate? Will we have enough houses for sale that's going to balance the market, bring a little more stability, bring more hope to buyers? Well, some experts are a little optimistic and one is not. So I'm going to go into all of this today, and I'm going to share with you all the information as I always do. So let's get into it right now. Let's get started. Now, I know most creators here on this platform did their housing forecast back in December for 2024. Well, look, honestly, I took a break for a few months. I know I've been away for a while. And quite honestly, the last year, the housing market was just getting to me so much. I just felt like a broken record, that I was just bringing you all this depressing news week after week after week. And I was like, you know what? I got to take a break from this. And sometimes we need to do that, right? Creators need to take a step back. But I realize that you all want this information. So I can't let my fabulous community down now, can I? So I put on my big girl pants, I turned the camera back on, and here I am. So let's get into this right now. Let's talk about what's predicted for 2024. Okay. Hold on to your hats. I went and did my research, and I found the article on money.com. And so they have 4 expert predictions for 2024. It's quite interesting. So let's see what they all had to say. The number one thing that all the experts are saying is that the mortgage rates will decrease. Now, we're already seeing the rates come back down. Like from early January to now, I mean, the rates have come down significantly. So as of today, January 22nd, a 30-year fixed rate is around 6.6%. If you want to get a 15-year loan, that is down in the 5% range. I'm going to say about 5.5%, which that's really cool. Did we ever think we'd see 5s again? But no, but here we are. So money.com had quoted Zillow, realtor.com, National Association of Realtors, and they shared what their predictions were. Now, Zillow's experts are saying that interest rates in 2024 are still going to stay in the 7% range, 7 to 7.5%. Okay. The National Association of Realtors is expecting rates to stay below 7% as we enter the spring buying season. And they're saying that at the end of the year, it's going to hover around 6.3%. Now, in contrast, Realtor.com is expecting rates to end 2024 averaging 6.5%, and mortgage rates throughout the year is going to stay around 6.61% and obviously trending lower by the end of December. So it's looking good for rates to be staying below 7%, according to these experts. Now, what about the inventory? Well, they're all saying here they think that inventory is going to actually increase in 2024. Let's see what they had to say. Thankfully, buyers can expect to see some improvement in the number of homes up for sale in 2024. Overall, inventory could increase by as much as 30% compared to last year, according to Larry Yoon, who's the chief economist of NAR. And he's saying there's going to be some markets that'll see even faster growth. Interesting. It's going to increase by 30%? All right. So let's go on. Let's see what Zillow had to say. Skylar Olson, who's the chief economist at Zillow, said she's noticed in recent research that some homeowners who bought when rates were in the 5 and 6% range have readjusted their expectations around how low rates will go. They are much less sensitive to the rate lock effect, adding that the rate homeowners consider low enough to prompt them to sell is increasing. You know how I am about Zillow. I hate when I agree with Zillow, but I'll admit it when I agree with them. This is where I think they are right. I think that is the magic number. If you get into that 5% range, I think that's going to be the magic number to get people to sell. I said that all of 2023, and I'm sticking by that this year as well. Now, what are they saying about the home prices? Well, now as we know, the low inventory is what's been keeping the prices high. So we could be running into that issue again. However, here on money.com, they are saying that most experts are forecasting that prices are going to remain flat or decrease by 1%. Okay, interesting. But the article goes on to say that that doesn't mean there won't be some markets where home prices majorly decline. There are currently a handful of cities where prices have decreased significantly, like San Francisco and Las Vegas, and there's a probability more cities will see considerably lower prices. just not on a level that could jeopardize the market as a whole. Okay. So don't get excited and say, no, prices are going to, going to crash in these areas. Really not going to crash. It's not going to have that huge of an impact on the entire market. The article goes on to say that home sales are going to increase in 2024 because obviously as the rates go back down, it's going to bring more buyers back in and buy more houses. So they're saying realtor.com has the most conservative estimate. They're forecasting home sales to only increase by 0.1% year over year. At the opposite end, NAR, which is forecasting sales to increase by 13.5% compared to 2023. What is with National Association of Realtors and these predictions? These are like, I don't know. They're a little too optimistic for me, and I don't know if I'm keen on that information that they're giving right now. I'm just giving you my opinions, how I feel. So there is one expert that's really not in line with the Zillow, the realtors, and the National Association of Realtors world. They're not. He's not in line with them, and he was known to have the most accurate forecast for 2023. So maybe we should listen to this guy. This guy's name is Nick Shaw. Nick Shaw is the CEO of Home.LLC. And it's very interesting because Nick went on last year to say when everybody else is saying home prices were going to decline, Nick predicted that home prices were going to increase anywhere from 4 to 6%. And he was right. He was absolutely right. I mean, I saw it myself firsthand. Prices did not go down last year at all. They were still going up. Now, Nick goes on to say that the homeowners are not giving up their homes because of their low mortgage rates. And he says that problem is going to continue into 2024. Now, he cited a couple of sources of supply that were constrained in 2023. The first one is the existing owners, those who did not want to sell. 79% of homeowners have mortgages below 5%. So again, why would anybody give up those low rates to go buy a house paying 6% or 7%? Totally makes sense. He also went on to say that most delinquencies did not convert to a foreclosure because there was so much equity in the people's homes that they were incentivized to actually just sell their house and avoid foreclosure. Now, before you all get all excited and say, oh no, there's going to be a flood of foreclosures, hold on for a second. Did you know in 2009, this was the peak of the great financial crisis. In 2009, there were 2.1 million foreclosure starts. 2.1 million foreclosure starts. Guess how many foreclosure starts there were in 2023? Can you take a guess? 270,222. That's a decrease of 87% from the peak in 2009. And it's a decrease of 20% from 2019. So, folks, if you're banking on the market crashing and a flood of foreclosures, it's not happening because people have so much equity in their homes, they're able to get out before they go through the foreclosure process. So don't bank on that. And if you're watching other creators on here that come on here every week or on the daily to tell you foreclosures are on the rise, do your own research. Just please do me that favor. And even if when you're watching me, go ahead, do your own research. But those are the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. So what does our friend Nick Shaw think about prices in 2024? What's going to happen there? Well, guess what? Nick is projecting home prices to increase anywhere from 4% to 7%. Yep. So if he was right last year about 2023, you think he's going to be right this year about 2024? It's very possible. It is very possible. He has two reasons why these prices are going to go up in 2024. Of course, it's falling mortgage rates. So when these rates come back down into sixes and into fives, more people are going to jump back in the market. Now, he did an AI projection. He said there will be an increase of 5 million home buyers to every 1% drop in mortgage rates. 5 million home buyers, every 1% drop in mortgage rates. And there's only 1.5 million homes for sale in the country. That's why your prices are going to be going up again, my friends. And the number two reason is he thinks housing supply is still going to remain lower than the demand. His AI projection is saying that the decreasing rates is going to really increase the demand. Well, as I just said before, it's 5 million for every 1% drop in rates. And he also said there's an 11% annual drop in new construction. He also says that increasing unemployment won't materially increase those delinquencies and foreclosures because, again, we go back to the amount of equity people have in their homes. So to me, this looks a lot like 2023, what Nick Shaw is predicting. Now, do I agree with him? Yeah, I do agree with him on the demand. Definitely. There's going to be a bigger demand once those rates come back down. Are prices going to rise? Yeah. Like going back to that other article and looking at what the other experts are saying, that it's going to remain flat, prices are going to remain flat or decrease by 1%. No. No, as soon as I read that, I didn't feel that at all. I'm like, that's not happening. So I sometimes think that these experts put that information out there to kind of look like the hero and, make themselves look great. Like, sorry, Larry Yoon, you're saying there's going to be 30% increase in inventory year over year? I don't know about that. But what I do know is if we come down into the 5% range, that will be the incentive. I think that's going to be the magic number to get people off the fence to list their homes. And that therefore that will increase the inventory. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be 30%? I don't think so, but I think it's going to like kind of kickstart us into the right direction to help build up that supply again and bring a more balanced market. Maybe not in 24, possibly in 2025. Now, Nick was also asked to share his thoughts about housing affordability and if he feels it's going to improve at all. He feels in the next few years that affordability may improve, but it will not be fixed. And again, it all comes back to this whole supply issue. It's going to take a long time to really build that supply up enough to ever go back into a buyer's market, honestly. I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen a true buyer's market. I think it's going to take several more years before we get back into that situation. And now I said I didn't want to talk about the housing market anymore because it was so depressing and I'm not giving you the best news. However, we're here to educate ourselves, right? And I'm here to be real about the housing market and what to expect. So it's always good to prepare yourself. So do what you will with this information. And again, always do your research. Talk to your local real estate agents, talk to your local mortgage lenders to get an idea from them how they feel the market is. But I think this spring buying market, it's going to be competitive again because the rates come back down. Everyone's going to jump back in. Let's hope they get into the 5% range at some point this year, maybe towards the end of the year. That's going to bring more homes back onto the market. Let's see. So I know housing affordability is a big issue, but if you want to compare and understand, is it cheaper to rent than to buy a house? I suggest you watch this video right here. Thank you so much for watching me today to get your dose of real estate reality. My name is Jackie Baker, and I will see you next time.